the end of our last video after we filmed what could have been a weird egg-shaped UFO that was on the ground, or maybe came out of the ground. It at least vanished or phased into the ground, like they talk about these transmedium UAP or UFOs seem to do. This is all stuff that has been talked about by Jacob Barber and his entire team of Delta Force, Green Beret operators, and even nuclear commanders, saying that this stuff is real.
And so there are a group of them one night are looking up in the sky, and this unidentified flying object, this UFO, is doing figure eights, right? And it keeps doing them and doing them. And so they stand there and they're watching this, and then it deviates dramatically and it shoots off at low altitude right into the mountain itself. But there's no explosion. It's just gone. So the guys get together the next day, the next morning, they hike up there to the mountain, and they're looking for debris. They're looking for burnt shrub, you know, anything, trees, whatever. They find nothing, absolutely nothing. And that's similar to the story off the Skinwalker Ranch. There's a highway, and there's a mountain that they had to cut in order to continue the highway. And it's not at that location. It might only be 75, 80 feet in height, something like that, 7 or 8 stories high. And we talked to somebody that said they had seen it, a craft, go right into that mountain and disappear.
So you know what Louis Elizondo has described as the 5 observables.
Yes.
Instantaneous speed, incredible hypersonic speeds, transmedium travel, water to air, air to water, positive lift, some kind of propulsion system that isn't explained by conventional systems, and stealth. So you were seeing objects that complied with those weird observables.
Yes. And at that time, you would also see things when you talk about the, transmedium. So one of those that would raise your eyebrow is more of the transmedium characteristics, because things would come from the ground, like from the earth, from a ridge, from a mountain, or could pass through.
So they'd come out of a ridge.
Out of a ridge, yeah.
Now that is clearly technology that is certainly not known.
Now again, that is the visual understanding of what you're seeing.
And was that human technology? You just don't know.
I just don't know.
That there is these UFOs or UAP that phase out of the ground and appear out of thin air. They come right out of the mesa or out of the mountain. This is stuff that's been witnessed at Skinwalker Ranch, and I've witnessed and filmed this many times on this YouTube channel from different distances, but obviously it's always been kind of at a distance. I've had some really up close encounters, but the equipment, the camera, doesn't always necessarily do it justice. So what I want to do is find that road, that where we saw that light appear, we need to follow that trail out there if we can. I mean, there is rain clouds and stuff, and hopefully it's not all wet or muddy, but we're gonna try to get back there and see if there's actually a campsite, if there is a vehicle that was parked over there, maybe they're still there, or we can check it out. Maybe there's actually ancient artifacts or petroglyphs or something that could be a little bit more like on the nose for what we're trying to do. One of the first places that we're going to stop up here that I'm going to show you is actually an old fortress. And next to this fortress and up the canyon is a whole bunch of ancient petroglyphs, and then even a big pictograph of this big red figure with horns, and it has all these astronomical charts and everything. And it's an ancient canyon where, when I've gone up there before, I've had people tell me, do not go up there, it's not safe, you should stay out of there. But I've done it anyways. Also, if you have not listened to the latest Joe Rogan